Grand Rising and welcome to Millionaire Mindset Monday. I am Danyelle Claxton, owner and operator of Blooming Loaded Wealthness, and also known as the social media goddess. And I have my co-host here, LaKeisha LaGrande, of owner of Natural Living by Design, and also Madam Finance. And today is May 13th, Monday, May 13th, 2024. And Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. You're muted.
Grand Rising, everyone. It is Monday, a new week.
Hallelujah.
Yes. I hope you ladies had a wonderful Mother's Day who are mothers. Enjoyed yesterday. That is amazing. So, we like to start our show off with a success story. So I guess we'll start with a success story today. Today's Monday success story would be Henry Ford. Henry Ford, the American multi-billionaire business owner and founder of the Ford Motor Company, started out with very small beginnings. He was born in Greenfield Township, Michigan, and was very poor. At the age of 20, he walked 4 miles to church back and forth every Sunday. Henry Ford was a Christian and was a faithful member of the church. Henry Ford always dreamed of starting his own business, so he made money doing repairs and odd jobs for people in the neighborhood. But Ford had a global vision. He believed in stepping out in faith, which led to his now famous quote, "Leap and grow wings on the way down." Ford decided to venture out and use his faith to start his own and start a company that would create a fully functional automobile. He had investors, but after 3 long years of not producing a working vehicle, his investors pulled out and wanted their money back, and he was forced to close down the business. Henry Ford worried how would he pay his bills and take care of his family, but he never gave up. He took the leap, and with no investors, he started his own company called the Ford Motor Company. He came up with a concept for a car called the Model T, which became a worldwide phenomenon. It made Mr. Ford the richest man on the planet and one of the wealthiest people to ever live. Henry Ford's net worth is estimated to over $108.1 billion. Henry Ford was a major philanthropist, building churches, hospitals, and donating hundreds of millions of dollars to charities, helping the less fortunate all around the world. I am declaring that the Elizabeths are also a success story in Jesus' name.
Ashe, I agree.
Yes. I like the fact that, he had that spiritual aspect of himself, having faith. And even though what I like about the success stories is that, it reminds me that a lot of us here as Elizabeths are walking in the footsteps of millionaires and billionaires. Everything did not come, easy for them. And so they kept the faith. They kept being diligent. As long as you keep moving forward, everybody get their time and chance. Everybody get their time and chance. The only way you lose if you don't stay in the game. So we have to stay in the game, work on our personal development, keep pushing, keep trusting, and, execute. Execute. Now, speaking on that, we did have a guest for today. Is he not coming, Danielle? Uh-oh, we can't hear you, love.
I'm texting him now because I sent him the information. Yes.
Oh,
So let me see.
okay. Well, moving forward, last time we spoke, we were talking about how success is in your routine. And we had a little homework assignment just to see, have anybody made any changes? Have anyone at least thought about what they could do to change their routine to be conducive to what their goals are, whether it's personal, whether it's business? Have anybody tried it, or is anyone just still working on their success? All right, Queen, you look beautiful today.
Thank you, thank you. Orange is my color.
Yes, it is.
Um, so what I did was I did like a daily routine. Like from 7 to 8, wake it up, meditation, journaling, my spiritual studies, 8 to 9, do some exercises and clean my body and stuff before the show. 9 to 10, of course, is the show. Usually after this, I eat some breakfast and 11 to 12, within that time, I need to check my money and check my emails and all of that, get that stuff done. From 12 to 1:30 on Mondays, I have to go clean up the shop. So what I have to do is to, like do the daily thing after I know what
Mhm.
my timeline is. From 1:30 to 2:30, I need to chill out, take a nap.
Hey, that called up the power nap. Sometimes
Yeah.
the power nap.
And then from 2:30 to like 5 or 6, I work on one of my projects. My projects are the creating a business plan for the One Stop Beauty Barber Spa Academy. And
Okay.
that's one. Another one is Hug Detroit. We start working on that. I create the basically the website and that kind of stuff. And then another one is this show. And Hug Detroit, Everett's and Busy's Kitchen is basically all the same space and stuff. And the weekly events. Uh, and then my music release, now that we're releasing the music, we're going to we start on the 31st is the official release, or as they call it, the soft release. And then what we're going to do from that point on, we're going to go from different spaces doing our release. And that's how we sell out of the trunk.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Mhm.
Uh, that's a great accomplishment. I know you have to feel really good about that. That's one thing, you could put on your like every year I have a ritual where I write down all of my goals, anything that I want to accomplish from personal as well as business. And that's something, if you have not done it, that's something you can add. Because sometimes stuff come out, you know, accomplishments that you didn't expect to happen. So you can still okay to add that. Because I will add, I didn't have that on there, but you
Right.
can add it
Yeah. Yeah. And that's so
to
my
your
next
list.
thing is to actually go through and like I love the board that you had as to what my buy wins, so that I stay focused and don't jump way down 12 months from now. And I need to do this right now, right? And see, actually, even that to see where do I want to be, but what now I need to break it down from month to month. What must I accomplish in order to reach that goal? And then the financial goals that go along with that, what
Mhm.
those things are. And yeah, And then of course there's the spiritual goals, there's the social goals. I'm writing that down, spiritual. There's the physical goals. And of course there's the financial goals. And and then my family goals. And I want to
Nice.
say that Saturday, my grandbabies, all of them were in one space in my house. This first set and the second, except for the one, Mimi, we adopted her, but all that physically came from my loins, my belly, were here. And when they left, I said, I feel like Granny, my mama, because Mama and Aunt Edie were the matriarchs, they were. Now basically it's me and Pam, and but it was so wonderful to see them all in one space. It was wonderful.
Yes.
I said, I feel like Granny, and then my son took me to Paint with a Twist. And that was really cool. Sit there with him and paint.
Awesome. Awesome. So that was really, really good. Can't think of the young lady's name right now, but she had always talked about whatever goals that you have, whether it's long term, short term, is to still put it in your planner, even if it's like 6 months. So you can't do it, I guess, over a year. The calendars is from year to year, but still put that on there so that you can at least address it and have an appointed time to actually work on it. That was very, very good. You really like broke it, broke that down. So to have those different goals, I appreciate you for sharing. Did anybody else think about a successful routine? Okay, Danyelle, I see your fingers flicking.
Yes, okay. So I started last week. I just gotta get my behind up out the comforts of my own bed. And my body is waking myself up around 6:30, 6:37-ish. So it's important for me to get my mental, my spiritual, and my physical together before the actual day gets started. Because once we get on this show and get off the show, it's just on and running. So I started doing back to doing yoga. You guys know I'm an Apple girl. Apple actually has Apple Fitness, which is tied to like tracking all your miles and steps and everything like that. They got workouts, HIIT workouts, yoga workouts, meditation workouts. And so it's no excuse. And then you also got YouTube University. So if I'm not going to the gym, and I'm not walking outside, there's no excuse as to why I can't get up and move and do something. So yoga is my favorite. I'm getting back into doing yoga. Prayer, meditation, sitting down. I got, the books here between writing everything down and the notes so I can remember stuff, and then the enter your vision, setting my intentions for the day has become extremely, extremely important for me to actually get stuff done. And now I have stuff that needs to be recertified and updated. And it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna sit down and do this. And the beauty about it, I realize if I don't sit down, as long as I got my iPad, which I saw last night, I could do stuff on the travel, but putting things in priority and getting things just done. That
Are you writing them down in a planner? Are you using what are you using?
well, the
It's one
manifest
thing
your
to have it in your head, but what are you using to help you to be accountable for the things that's going to help you reach your goal? Like what are you using?
well, like the manifest your vision starts off with what's your intention for the day, and then it has how I want to feel, the actions I want to take to support my intention, my to-do list, and then today's wins. So it does, this planner manifestation planner actually holds me accountable for what it is that I'm going to say for that do, because it has that today's wins in it. Now, what I need to do is create a routine for night because I crash. And so I don't have a nighttime routine to actually sit down and go back and review the day to see what it is that I do. I kind of do that next morning. So I am working on that. And I'm figuring out how to put it in my calendar.
Okay.
Or creating a calendar, a digital calendar, because like I said, my thing right now is having all this paper. And then these things weigh my bags down since I'm temporary carless right now. Temporary. So it's like, okay, I need something that can go with me because everything is changing as I go along. So we're working that out.
So I have that same book, the same book that has the attentions and everything that you said, the to-do list, but it doesn't break down like at this point in time, I'm going to do this. At 1 o'clock, I'm going to do this, set that time. Now, one thing I know you do have is a cell phone. And with Google Calendar, you can also, since you like digital and you don't like all the paper, I always, when people call or I'm set an appointment, I talk to my Google and I say like, Google.
Oh, I know that with Siri. Oh yeah, no stuff that
set your appointment.
Stuff that needs to be on calendar gets on calendar. The appointments, that definitely goes on there. I've been using my calendar more now this year than I ever have previous before. So that stuff definitely definitely gets on there.
Okay, have you seen that? Has it made a difference?
Yes, I am not forgetting important things. I am more on time for the things that I need to be on time for. I do need to get better because there's like 2 phone calls I forgot to put on here. But definitely I've gotten a hell lot better being present for the things that I need to be present for because I'm putting it on the calendar.
Okay, how about anyone else? Has anyone ever used their calendar on their phone to set appointments or to put down what it is that you want to do? Did anybody know you can do that?
I mean, I had to go back to my financial calendar to remember when things are due, what bills are due on one day. So you can have multiple calendars for different things. I've gone back to using my financial calendar because I was forgetting what was due on what day. And it's like, oh, okay, no, we need to make sure. So yeah, especially with the credit cards, when the bill date is due versus when the cycle date is done and different things of that. You can have multiple calendars from multiple. Everything don't have to be on the same calendar is what I'm saying. It could be different calendars for multiple things and then set the reminders to remind you to take care of what needs to be taken care of.
Yeah. Or you can have it all on one calendar. The dates that's due, it'll all come up when you say open your calendar. Like I use Alexa. My Alexa is connected to my Google as well. And I can say, Alexa, show me my calendar. And it'll tell me what's due, my bills that need to be paid, what's going on. So whatever your comfort level is. Yes, Queen.
Are you talking about like the
calendar that's on your phone?
Google Calendar.
Well, she's talking about Google Calendar, but if you have an iPhone, you already have a perfectly good calendar already on your phone. So you can use, that's the one I use. I use the one that's on my phone, on the iPhone.
Yes, you can use that. It has a calendar. Yes.
So when I hit that, I can see the dates, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can see, let me see.
You can speak to it.
You know what? Okay.
I'll get with you, Queen. I'll get with you.
Me and the speaking thing, they're already all in my business and stuff. But anyway, so here I am in May. So you're saying I can see the entire month?
You
Is that what
can, you can see the entire month, you can see the entire day, weekly, monthly,
so
however.
okay, babe, here's my week, here's my month. Now,
Okay.
how am I able to see the entire?
Select the day. Just click on a day on the month, and the day will open up.
It'll open up and it'll allow you to see everything. So maybe
Or
we'll
if
have,
Like
yeah,
this?
if nothing's there.
Like this?
Well, no, that's giving you a list form of the things that you have on your calendar already. But if you
I
click
want
on
to see the whole month.
okay, so Sheila, I have to see, this is one of the things I got to figure out of showing how to show my phone so you can see it. You see the whole month. Hold on one second, because I'm in it.
Lolly has her hand up while you're looking for that. Lolly?
Yeah, Lolly.
I just was gonna mention both calendars are great. I personally I have an iPhone. I like Google calendars though, just because I have like four different business or work email addresses, and most of them are Google. So it's like I can have everything linked to all the calendars, and then I can set it up so where I can be looking at all the calendars at once. So it looks like everything is on calendar, or I can be like, no, I only want to look at my youth calendar. I only want to look at whatever calendar. So I like how it's set up there, and I can schedule appointments. And then when I'm in my email, I can like make an appointment, like be looking at an email and literally make an appointment or some type of calendar invite date right next to my email and figure it all out. Like I really like Google because it's really helpful no matter where you're at. But I just wanted to put my little 2 cents out there. Yeah.
But I'm opposite, because the companies are actually fighting each other to make sure who's doing what. All of my stuff, I'm Gmail. So all my stuff in Gmail, I could still import into my iPhone calendar with no problem whatsoever. And still do the same exact thing. One is not better than the other, but I'm like, if you have to simplify it, if you already have the iPhone and have the calendar, you just need to learn how to use your calendar, because they do the same exact thing.
Yeah.
They do, and then nowadays with the apps, when it comes to things like Eventbrite and different things like that, even Facebook events, when you create events on Facebook, you can actually sync that. When you say I'm interested or I'm going, it gives you the option to sync the event to your calendar automatically, so you don't forget. Okay, I said yes, I'm going to actually do this, or no, I'm not going to, or no, I'm not going to do this. What I like is the synchronicity that calendar is on all my devices, my phone, my watch, my iPad, and everything of that nature. So
Yeah. Gmail is Google though. Gmail is Google, but you can
right. Gmail is Google.
Any phone. So we were talking about those who just came on. Welcome. Success is in the routine. And so we were sharing, we had a homework assignment to see if we can think about doing a routine for yourself that you can track, a successful routine to help you with your goal that's conducive to your goal of your success, either in your personal life or as well as in your business. And so we had a couple people share that they have made some changes, some success changes that is conducive to what they want to do. Is there anyone else that want to share that could be a suggestion or what you do to help you to become more successful, or it is aligned with your goals? Anyone?
Sure.
Hey, Maureen.
Hi guys. Hi. Am I on? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, 'cause I'm in the sun and I can't see my device. Um, I wanted to thank you, LaKeisha, for bringing up that part of writing down your ritual of the things maybe you've accomplished, because we tend to overlook the good stuff and go, oh my gosh, like you said, Danyelle, I'm already in the day and I'm behind, my stuff's here, there, and everywhere. And instead of feeling like that, I'm I wrote down one thing and I backed it off to what I could do every day to feel really good. And then I started to feel behind because I wasn't keeping up with everything, and then to really enjoy it. But I also am being a little more present wherever I am to integrate how that can help me function fully as a human, and do the things that I do best, and not feel like I've got to do all the things that everybody does best, like use their electronics and a calendar. But that does make things a lot easier when you get it streamlined. So a lot of things falling away, like even in listening in church yesterday to the whole cacophony of there was first communicants, so that became the show, all these beautiful little people dressed up to the nines, and then the priest explained the stained glass because it's all so meaningful and an entire story that people overlook, and they just go, "Oh, isn't that nifty?" And I wanted to bring that up especially because the last panel that isn't very visual to everyone because it's in a circle behind the nave in this cathedral, was of the ascension, which is right after Easter, and Jesus has been down and then he gets sucked back up, and so they said, the priest said, this was his homily: the guys in white suits, which are supposed to represent the angels, are pointing and looking ahead, and their arms are outstretched, and the guys that have just received instructions are looking up, like, of course you would, because there's your friend that you thought was going to be there and he's going away. Attention is divided, and the angels keep reminding you, hey, we're with you, but we're trying to show you, look in the direction you're supposed to be going so you don't fall down. And I thought that was quite profound to have that underlined in church as well, and brought out in such a beautiful way to bring you back and to integrate when you start feeling like I do this frequently. So I use the you, and euphemistically, I feel like I've gotten behind, you're all over the place, and just take a breath and bring it all together, the mind, body, spirit, and go, oh yeah, that's right. I can breathe it in, bring it back, and look over here, and this is my goal. That's right. And it's beautiful when I'm able to have all those other things, like a calendar with the finances, support it all in the background. So yes, I've given it a lot of attention, and it's minimally functional, but it's actually there. I keep using a clipboard with notebook paper, and then writing things down and getting to left, which is very, very helpful. so so thank you for bringing it up as a homework, and then refining it and adding the really good bits of, oh yeah, you've accomplished something with your life already. Take note and be grateful for that. So thanks for letting me share all that.
Awesome. And I would like to say also that I still use a calendar. Like I use a calendar, and I also use Google Calendar, but I do have a routine that at a certain time I'm going through my calendar.
Yeah.
Even going through your email, even if it's like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, something is better than nothing. Give yourself 2 minutes or 15 minutes. And so that I can stay on track more, because what I do sometimes, as long as I'm accomplishing something, I feel good. At least I'm accomplishing something, but that might not be the thing I need to be concentrating on for 2 hours or 3 hours. We have to learn how to prioritize what's more important. That's what's going to get you the most bang for accomplishing your goal. So what I did was I purchased me one of these hourglasses. It lasts for an hour, just so that it can help me. Like, okay, I'm only going to work on this an hour. I don't care what. And for me to not lose track of time, so it's visible. So I haven't started using it yet, but I'm going to start using it to see if this is going to help me to stay on track. Because I can't spend on sometimes 3 hours on something that I like doing, or my website for 3 hours when there's other things, homework that I need to do or other things. So I have to get better with prioritizing. I used to be really good at it. So I need to get back to that because it's a lot going on. And so I need to prioritize what's most
Oh, I say,
important.
also don't forget, I like that. That reminds me of, just makes me
Amazing.
feel like Charmed or something like that. But on your phones, you could tell your phone, hey, set timer for an hour.
You
Or I
can
know
do
on
that.
an iPhone, you can have up to like 5 different timers going off at the same time for different things. But then that works for me. Okay, set a timer for 30 minutes. And then when 30 minutes is up, I hear the little notification. I'm like, oh, okay. And I do that a lot when I don't want to get out of bed. Okay, I just need like an extra 15 minutes. Set timer for 15. Hey Siri, set timer for 15 minutes. And it will actually sit there and actually do it. And she actually just did set a timer for 15 minutes. Okay. Uh, so yeah. Yes, Queen.
No, were you finished? When you
Yes.
finished? Okay, so, LaKeisha,
Yes.
I would like to, for even more, the impact to be even more in what I think that you're looking for in this, and what we can get out of this. Yeah, we all take on that for this year, that we all sit down and really say, write out what our objective is in whatever the project is that we're working on. And like she said, when she showed, your presentation was really empowering, okay, when at the show, at the conference. And when you had down there, in order for this to happen, this has to happen daily, weekly. I have to make this much money. And then from that, now you got to break it down. What are you going to do to make that much money every day? Let's really dissect our life so that it can work. You may find, okay, I'm doing too much. And speaking of myself, I'm maybe doing too much. Like I said, I got to work on this and that day. Is one day going to be enough for that? How much time do I need to focus on the shop versus, whatever? And how can I, in some way, combine some things? How can I do that? And we may have to give up some things. Also include, which I did not, fun, including fun in there, so we got our social life, we have our spiritual lives. This is what we have. We have our physical life, our health, we have our finances, we have family, and we have fun. So how do we get that in so that we feel balanced and we can reach the goals that we have? And like I said, some things you may have to say, you know what, I can put that off because in order for this to work, I need more time over here. So if we can really dissect, because she broke it down, and when even as large as those numbers were, when she was saying for me to make this much this year, I've got to make this much monthly, and then to do it monthly, I had to do this weekly, and to do it weekly, I had to do this daily. And how much energy and time is that going to take? Maybe I need to hold back on this particular, maybe in Hug Detroit, I have to say, Sky, I can only do this. You get what I'm saying? So, or the kitchen, maybe I can only do where I have like all these projects weekly and stuff. What can I do? And what is it going to take? Who do I need to involve in order, what team do I need to create in order for things to work in the way that I'm seeing, in the way that God is showing us? So I would like for us to expound on what you're doing, what you're saying, because LaKeisha, that is the key. It is the key. And if we're not doing that and we're just doing it daily, then we just mapping out that day. But look at the whole year. And then And then, you know, you write it down and you lift it up to God and say, okay, this is what I see. I give you permission, Holy Spirit, to change it, modify it, but this is what I see. And it does say, you write it down, you get the numbers, you do your research, and then God said, then I'll take it. And then taking it is other people seeing it and seeing that you're focused, you know, putting that focus in. So I would encourage all of us to actually do that. It's for your own life, for your own life. And then we won't be all overwhelmed and underwhelmed and worn out, or not reach the goals that we are setting ourselves up to make, that we want to make.
So I'm really glad that you brought that up on a couple of things that I would like to speak on. So sometimes when I have like exams, or I'm studying for a test, or I have something major to accomplish, sometimes you have to do a disappearing, I call it doing a disappearing act from the world. Like sometimes you have to do whatever it is that you have to do. And believe me, whatever it is that you think you was missing, once you finish accomplishing your task, baby, you ain't gonna be the Mr. B. They're gonna still be doing the same old thing. Sometimes you're gonna have to say no, and sometimes you have to do a disappearing act. Maybe you may need 30 days where you get all these distractions out of your way. In 30 days, I'm not going to be taking so many phone calls. I'm not going out to the club. I love to hustle, but I'm not hustling. I'm not doing these things because I need to set this time. Because we only have 24 hours in a day. And within 24 hours, you can accomplish a lot. I remember Tupac, it was a show when Tupac was had a show, and then a movie. I can't remember the name of the movie. And the guy was kind of like upset with all his accomplishment. And he said, man, we have the same 24 hours. We had the same 24 hours. It's what you're doing with that 24 hours that makes the difference. What are you doing within those 24 hours? Are you being productive, or are you not being productive? If it's something that you can maybe don't do for a minute, sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice some things. I love hustling, but in order to do everything that I need to do, sometimes I can't go hustling at every event. I can't go to every event somebody invite me to, because how am I going to spend time on my project? If I'm going to everything. Now, one thing, I went this weekend, we got approved for the Motor City Match grant. And they want you to do certain things. So I went to the class. I'm glad that I went to the class, and only 2 people showed up. And so it made it nice because we could really ask, different questions. And he said one of the things that he see amongst people, they're always going to these different programs. They're going to this program. They're going to Prosper Us. They're going to all these different programs. But you really need to sit down and evaluate, how is this helping me? How is this program going to help me make the goal that I'm trying to accomplish? So you do have to pay attention to what it is that you're doing, reevaluating, how is this going to help me to accomplish my goals and desires that I'm accomplishing? Because you can go to all these different programs, but how is it actually helping you to accomplish your goal? So sacrifice, sometimes you need to sacrifice. And, what would your life be like if you took 60 days? 60 days or 6 months or 30 days just to work on your project, just to work on what it is that you want to do. How much would that make a difference? Think about that. Are you willing to sacrifice something to reach your goal? Any comments?
I am. I'm just going to say that I am. I am definitely.
Is it a book that you've been wanting to write? So when are you going to start on that book? You gotta put it in your calendar. What day? Okay, I'm gonna spend an hour. Maybe it's every Wednesday or every other week. I'm gonna spend an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours. It's something better than nothing. And you can, it'll add up over time so that you can get your book accomplished. Now, if I don't finish my book this year, it's something wrong. I really need some evaluation, especially with artificial intelligence. Okay, there's no reason why my book should not be finished.
Especially, nowadays you can talk to your computer and let it dictate for you. You don't have to sit there and type everything out. You can sit there and talk it out and it will subscribe for you. I know for me it's completing tasks. I'll do a fitness challenge and one bump in the road, I don't complete it. I just stop. And it's like everything just shifts. And I'm like, okay, I realize I start stuff, but I don't complete them. And that's my issue. I don't follow through. And
Well, your calendar may help you with that. Having on your calendar, okay, at this time, this is what I'm going to do.
So that's why I realized I have to switch up how I work out, do an intensive workout. Because if I wait to work out in the end of the day and I come home and I sit there and I'm like, if I sit down, it's over with. It's like, no, I can't do that. I need to wake up and then go work out and let that energy go throughout the day because okay, after that, now I got to switch up, okay, how I eat, when I eat, what I eat. It's a lot of variables that go into all of this. And then, the biggest one that's annoying is not having a vehicle to go get stuff. It's like, okay, Lord, we got to figure this out because, and then sometimes my day gets switched up, when you get be like, you want to go ride with me? Sure, let's dump everything off and so because I could do stuff. I think in my head, I could do stuff from in my head, I think, oh, I could take this phone call remotely. I don't have to sit at my desk to do this. Okay, yeah, let me switch this up and go. And then everything just trickles off that way. So yeah, I am.
So I want to Danyelle and I would like to give Star a platform. She had reached out and she has something that the Spirit gave her to speak to the Elizabeth about, and it's 9:52. So I would love to give her this opportunity to do so. Star,
I have to stop this show and record whatever she's saying. That's her request. So I'm going to stop this, not turn it off, recording.